What's going on, YouTube? Tom here, and today I decided I'd make another video, change everything up a little bit. So anyway, I know I've been talking about the Mustang a good bit, and I briefly mentioned the spec I want to get, and so today I decided to go onto the Ford website. Let's build and price it, and I'll talk about the spec I want and also some of the reasons behind some of the options I want. So first, you bring down the Vehicles tab, you go over to the Future Vehicles, and click on 2018 Mustang. So wait for it to load. So then you go over here to the Build and Price tab, click on that, and it's going to open up the pricing tool. Alright, so first, of course, we want Fastback, which is already selected. I would love a Shelby, but not just yet. So I've decided I'm going to go with the base model as opposed to the premium. But that's just because the premium has a lot of luxury options that I personally just can't justify spending the extra money on. And right now I'm not looking to use the car as a daily driver, so the base model has pretty much everything I want. So click on Configure. So step one is the color. Now, people who know me well enough know I love the color red. So out of all of the reds available, there's now 3 options: Race Red, Ruby Red, and Royal Crimson. I personally love Ruby Red because it's a very deep red. It's got a lot of color to it, and it used to be one of the most expensive colors, not anymore. I personally don't mind spending the extra $400 because it actually comes out to about $600 by the time the dealers are done with it, but I honestly think it does look, in person, not necessarily in this image, $600 better. So scroll down a little bit. Engine, one option, 5.0 V8. Obviously if you get the GT. I personally am going to go ahead and stick with the manual. I know a lot of people are talking about the automatic, but automatic to me just is not worth the extra $1,600 right now. If that speed is what you're going for and you were going to race the car a lot, I would say go for the automatic, but for me, I plan to have some fun and just enjoy this car, so I'd rather go ahead and get a manual. Scrolling down, now one option I really do want to get is the 301A package. That gives you, essentially, in the short description of it, it gives you the better switches and a bigger touchscreen radio. And of course you get things like Sync 3, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. No, I would not like to chat with a representative, thank you. And of course you get all these other features that they sound good. And also you'll see why 301A is also important in just a minute. We'll go ahead and select that. So black accent package, not really. Looks good, but it's just not for me. So enhanced security package is the next one I want to get. You get the active anti-theft system and the electronic steering column lock, which those are good because those are good for insurance purposes. Insurance is a little bit pricey for me, and so that helps bring the insurance down. And the wheel lock kit is another thing I want because these wheels on the Mustang, I can see some sticky-fingered thieves trying to get their hands on them, so we're going to go ahead and add that, and that's $400, so that's not really a terrible deal. And yes, of course, I want the GT Performance Package. Now, it is now $4,000. It did come up from $3,000, but if you look at everything you get here, and you go find it all on the Ford Performance website, you can buy most of these things. Truthfully, parts alone would run you around this same price, and by the time you were done putting them all on with labor included, it's going to be a lot of money. So if anything, I think it's worth going ahead and getting it as a factory option as opposed to spending the money later. And of course, active performance exhaust, something I want to have just because it quiets the car down a lot, and I don't want to have people getting pissed at me later because I have a loud car. And I've heard so many people now say, well, the purpose of a Mustang is to be loud. And I agree with you, but at the same time, your neighbors probably won't agree with you. And if I have to get up early in the morning to go somewhere, or I have to come back late at night, I don't want to have my car wake everybody up. Now, Magna Ride is another one that, just like the active exhaust, you once again have to get the 301A package. Both of these options you cannot get as standalone without the 301A package on the base model. It's one reason I want it is because it gives you these options, but then also because of what you do get with the 301A package. So Magna Ride, I'm on the fence about getting. I'm thinking I want to get it because life is short. You might as well. We're going to go ahead and put it on for now, but that may come off later. I'm not entirely sure just because it's an extra almost $1,700 and not a bad option, but I'll go ahead and put it. I'm going to flip the car around to the rear where you will notice on this car, now base and premium both get the same diffuser, and regardless of what exhaust you pick, you do get quad tips on the GT. Figured I'd point that out. Now, the performance package comes with the performance rear wing as opposed to the blade style that you get normally. If we keep scrolling a little bit, just keep coming down, we find the spoiler delete option. I don't know, depending on who you are, you might like it, you might not. The performance spoiler is a little bit of an iffy design, so I'm still debating getting the spoiler delete or not. Now, I've been looking at a couple different aftermarket spoilers. They exist, but it's up for debate because some of them require different bolt pattern than you get with the standard spoiler. So it's up for debate right now. If I get the spoiler, it has the holes pre-drilled in it for an aftermarket spoiler if it follows that same bolt pattern. Downsides are you're limited because then you can't go to another one. But then also, that would require drilling into the car, and drilling into the car is scary because you can mess it up, and also, I live in Florida, so that would be exposing it to bare metal to salt air. So for now, I'm going to go out a spoiler delete, but only because I plan to get an aftermarket spoiler later, and I want to go ahead and have the bolt holes drilled in the car already. Of course, the GT Performance Package comes with 373:1 gearing on the rear end, which I personally like because that's the most aggressive gear ratio. The automatic with the Performance Package comes with 355 gears, but it's always upgradable later. If you have the money, Ford Performance will sell you the parts. Of course, wheels, we come down here with the Performance Package, you go ahead and get these set here, which I'm starting to like this set of wheels anyway. It is kind of the design I would like. They're 9.5 inches wide in the rear, so that would easily justify later if I wanted to do something like drag radial tires or something else, which it'd be a lot of money, but that's always justified by these wheels, which you can get these from Ford Performance as well, so it's not like you're limited to them for only the performance package. Of course, that comes with summer tires, which are I believe the Michelin Pilot Cup tires. People have said it, and I've gotten a little bit confused, and I've had to look it up, but they are supposedly better tires now on the new car versus the old 2017 model. Now, if we come to the interior of the car, more or less we're already spec'd out. You'll notice up front you do get the better touchscreen and the switches off of the premium car, but you still get these cloth seats. That's essentially the difference between 301A package and then going into the premium. Now the other option for color is, of course, the dark ceramic interior, which I just think looks out of place on this car. Red with a white interior looks a little awkward, and then plus this would be impossible to keep clean. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the black cloth. Now, one thing you will notice about this, though, is you don't get the option of Recaro seats on the base model anymore. Now, to some people, that's a problem. I was a little bit disappointed. So I looked it up. You do have to get the premium, and if you get the premium in every option in line to get that, it comes out to almost $3,000 additional dollars to what this car would cost. So I just don't think they're worth the additional $3,000. So I'm just going to go ahead and live with these normal seats. They still look comfortable. It's not like it's a deal breaker for me. And even if I wanted to, I could always upgrade the seats later. It's not like I'm stuck with these seats for life. Of course, I think that'll pretty much wrap it up on the interior. With the 301A package, you get Sync 3. Navigation is an option over here, but I don't think I'll be getting it just because I, like everyone else nowadays, I have a smartphone. Of course, you get the single CD player with the 9 speakers as opposed to the 6 speakers that it comes with. You see here, this is what you would get normally, is this little screen with all the buttons, and it looks straight out of 1999. Whereas if you go ahead and upgrade, you get this setup. I think that looks way better. Down here, you get the cloth seats, so I think that'll pretty much do it for trim of this car. Come back to the exterior. You probably can see up here the monthly payment. Yeah, that's a good bit of money, but I'm messing around with that on my own time just to try to figure out how much I'm going to be paying per month now. Pricing out a lot of different options with the payment and all that. I'm definitely looking at some different companies, trying to figure out who I can get the best deal from. As we can see, that right there is the MSRP of the car, $45,000. And that's, of course, with the destination fee and everything. And you better believe I'm going to be negotiating to get that price cheaper. Anyway, let me know what you all think of my spec here. What do you all think of that? If anyone else is looking to get this car, let me know in the comments below what you're looking to get. I'd love to hear from anyone else looking to get a new Mustang. Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Help me get past 100 subscribers. Take care. Have a good day.